right, hi, let's talk about making a virtual programming lab activity in Moodle. So we start up Moodle or eClass and go to the Add Activity option. And now we're going to describe the activity right here. Typically, it's good to have a description that is student-centric, and so we can put that there. Optionally display it in the main page. I like to grade it out of 1 as opposed to 100, and so that's why I just modified right there. And you'll see that in the scripts that I make up later on, that I add 1 as the default grade. Now here I'm adding in the local execution server, the VPL server in our department. That's important to do for SPICE because SPICE isn't on the developer's website. Okay, next up I'm saying that we're going to have run and evaluate options for execution. And now I'm going to make the student template in the requested files menu. And so this is going to be the template for the SPICE circuit model. And I'm going to comment out 2 lines right there, lines 13 and 14. Those are commented out. The idea is that the student will fill those in or basically uncomment them as part of the activity. You could make the activity more complicated, less obvious if you wish, but this is just to show you what could possibly be done. All right, next up we're going to go to execution files. And I'm going to fill in the VPL run shell script. And this is from the Moodle or the blog page that I've got. Just copy and paste it in here, and you can modify as you feel necessary. I'm making some changes in here a little bit, but the file that you'll find on the blog page shouldn't need those changes. So basically what happens in here is we call SPICE or NGSPICE within the bash script, and it evaluates the student's file versus yours. Okay, but we'll get to that in a second. So next we're putting in the VPL evaluate shell script. Again, this is from the blog page, and the evaluate script is similar to the run script, the difference being that this is what goes into the grade book. So the student runs the evaluation in order to get a grade, whereas with running they don't. All right, next up we're going to put the teacher's solution, and this is going to be effectively identical to the student template except that lines 13 and 14 are not commented out. And I have to make sure that that file is not ignored. So I have to make sure that it is set to keep the file while running, which is what I just did there. Now I'm going to switch over to demo student mode. I'm going to run it as a fake student, just to test to make sure it's all good. So I go to the edit menu right here. I hit save on the template. I run it, and there's a little bit of a glitch. Okay, so I'm going to have to run this a second time. There appears to have been a little bit of a problem. I run it a second time right here. Oh, it's still a 0. I'm not sure what just happened. It could be that there's a little glitch in how SPICE ran. So we're going to run it one more time. And it'll compare the teacher solution to the student solution during run, and there we go, it worked. And so now the student knows that it worked, and the student can now submit for grades using evaluate. And we can see that that's exactly what just happened, and the student got 1 out of 1. All right, so there you go. This is basically how it works. I'm going to check as a student the gradebook. I go into the gradebook and I can see right here that the student got a grade out of 1 out of 1, and the feedback, that long piece right there, that's just a comment. So the student knows what they got 1 out of 1 on.